Film Vault. Welcome everyone to the Film Vault. That is Anderson. I'm Bryan, your hosts for today. Top 5 non-human villains inspired by the Entity in the Mission Impossible. I don't know, where are we? 6, 7, whatever the most reasonable.
7.
That's it. 7, part 1, 7.5.
Avery only likes things that are like, 8 plus, 7 plus.
You do
right.
serialized.
You love that.
True.
Not all of it.
Fast and Furious.
We'll get involved in some franchises. I feel like I'm like 50-50 on franchises, the big blockbusters.
Like the ones that have the most, is there anything that has like you a big Harry Potter guy?
The books more so than the movies.
Oh, look at this intellectual over here. Look at this guy.
Smart guy.
Right.
This guy reads.
You would love Stalker.
Probably.
Go back and watch Stalker.
I'd probably get overwhelmed because I understood too much of it.
Just split your brain. You're
find
like,
it
oh my
very
God,
rude.
I've never seen it like this before. All right, yeah, it's a fun list, Bryan. I'm not sure I totally understood I know your motivation, but I'm not sure I understand your vision, which I probably understand your vision less with this one than I maybe ever have.
How so?
Because, I mean, if we're doing non-human villains, that's quite the open cat.
It really is.
We got a lot of range there. I decided to get a little, I guess, clever all the way through, and I tried to do it in the spirit of the motivation, which was, did that thing even have a name in Mission Impossible? It was the entity, right?
Yeah, I think that was its
vague.
name.
Are we going to see like a face and like hear voices
No,
by
I
the
don't
next
think
one, you think?
I think...
I appreciated the fact they didn't make it sentient and like have a personality.
Yes, and this isn't spoiling anything, but the time we did hear from it, it was interesting. When it did...
remember.
it spoke directly to Tom Cruise.
Oh, yeah. Kind of, yeah. I know what you mean, yeah. All right. Fucking Simon Pegg.
Pretty good.
Yeah. Did we just upset some people?
No.
We do start around it.
It's a 2-hour and 40-minute movie.
So I'm looking at, like, I don't want to start burning your list or people's lists, but I started, thinking of, like, the big ones. Actually, one that you gave me as an example was Cujo. And I'm like, what if we kept it more in the same lane, though,
Sure.
as the entity?
That's what I tried to do.
None of mine bleed.
Meaning what? Oh,
None of them have a face.
They're not carbon-based?
They're not.
Yeah.
They're not...
Because it would have been really easy to just
They're
do a
not
bunch of
living.
robots, yeah, but robots would have, and we did top 5 robots, so
True.
I didn't want to do that either. I didn't want to have.
True.
So I had to dig deep, and I got there. I think I got there. I like my list.
I like my list too. I'm glad we actually ended up sort of going down similar lanes because I couldn't help but get a little clever. All of mine are in the same lane as the entity. Mine are sort of, I stayed away from creatures. A creature features his own thing. Hey, and if the listeners went that way, more power to them. I tried to stay away. This is just me. I tried to stay away from villains that were non-human that were personified as humans. So
It's hard for writers not.
the Terminator's out. All the even I didn't consider the Thing. Even if that would have been a perfect non-human villain.
But it's an alien, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
you're
that's a whole
right.
different category.
You're
Top
right.
5 alien villains.
That's true.
What about
Mine-
Ed 209? He's a robot. Plus, he's not really the main antagonist. So.
True. Yeah, mine are all. Please don't get upset. Mine are all sort of existential. You'll get the idea, but they're the sort
What
of
am I getting upset about?
what?
Well, yeah, you just said you asked me not to be upset, so I brace myself, get prepared, and I get kind of gleeful that I'm
Yeah.
about to be upset. But
Don't
then,
be upset.
Like Bryan when he knows the
Something
answer.
I did.
but he
upset.
didn't give me anything to be
Oh,
upset
really?
about. Yeah.
Okay, well, mine are like the entity. They're the sort of existential threats.
Are we gonna have crossover here?
Number 5 for me is an inconvenient tumor. Or an inconvenient tumor. An inconvenient truth.
Is there anything called an inconvenient tumor? Or is that the name of one of your chapters or something? Yeah.
Fucking day.
Way to go.
That I fucked it up.
Did Al Gore come knocking?
He's the one who put it in there.
We didn't want any royalties
All
from
right.
my blog.
Where are we going? What are we doing here? We ready?
Where to start?
Where to start? Maybe
Any
at 5.
Any crossover?
I just fucking covered this.
I know, but now I'm asking for a prediction.
Yes. Now that I know that we have almost identical criteria,
I think we have one crossover.
and I don't like a lot of these movies.
Oh, then maybe we have more than one.
I mean, two of the 5 I love. One I actually kind of got refamiliarized just this week in the research, and I was thrilled doing so, and I'm very, very upset that it's not streaming readily anywhere. Because my number 5 would be fantastic to do a watch along with. Should I just get right into it?
Yes, please.
Number 5 for me, and this is the only one that doesn't truly belong on my list for all the reasons I already stated. You'll be able to tell that one of these things doesn't belong, and this one, well, it doesn't have
It's
a
the
face.
outlier.
It doesn't have a face. It's not a robot, and it doesn't bleed. It is different from the others in the sense that in late 1957, a red and white 1958 Plymouth Fury is being built on the assembly line, and its maker is Plymouth, and its soul is like satanic or something. And that's Christine. Talking about Christine from 1983, and it's John Carpenter's Christine. And I have not seen this since.
Is that a demonic car?
It is demonic. Yeah, there's many. It's got a bad backstory. If you look at the chain of title on that car, everyone's pretty much died.
That's good.
Have you ever seen this?
No, but there's
Stephen King.
It reminded me of it. I wonder if it was adapted from a similar story, because Stephen King had a great short story about that, where there's this haunted, like a boiler in the bottom, or a machine that does laundry from like the mid 19th century or whatever, and it's just chewing people up and just taking them in and killing them. And the whole concept is that we all hear about haunted houses, but there's this phenomenon of haunted objects that are evil or malevolent or possessed. And it sounds like that's kind of in that same.
Yeah, he gets a lot of
vein.
mileage out of like evil things. Like I almost had a couple, 3 or 4 different Stephen King movies were in the running at one point when I was trying to come
He's
up
very
with my
good
list.
at that. Of the
Lawnmower
menacing.
Man, the evil lawnmower.
I stumbled across too in my research this week on Christine, because to have it on the list and to make sure that it actually belonged. I didn't watch the entire movie, but I watched many scenes. I watched probably about half the movie, and I also stumbled across a music video directed by John Carpenter himself
For like MTV?
for Christine from 2017.
Wow. Oh, wow.
Interesting.
And he makes a cameo
I don't
in
know
it.
where that goes.
And all I can say is that John Carpenter is obviously a massive fan of Nicholas Winding Refn's Drive, because this is like a Drive music video that doesn't have the same car as Drive. It's got the Christine car in it. It's really fun. It's very enjoyable. The 2017 music video, if you would like to Google that, kids, YouTube that, and then write this in the comments. Everyone will appreciate that.
Take my energy, King.
So 1983's Christine
Please.
is my it's an antagonist that does not bleed, is non-human, and it's trouble. Do you know the storyline of
No.
it's like a nerdy like incel type kid who gets bullied at school a lot, and then he finds this fixer-upper car, and then continues to get bullied, and then the car starts sticking up for him, but then the car gets jealous when he has a girlfriend in it. The car tries to off her. There's some really good, as you'd imagine, John Carpenter like style scenes. One of which involves Christine on fire at a gas station, just roaming about, taking care of the bullies. It's
great.
It's satisfying. It's a satisfying
All
movie.
right.
It's a movie that young Andy should not have been watching.
We can't do a watch along. That's so sad.
I mean, it's one of those movies that it might pop up eventually. You know what we didn't talk about? What? The strike and what's expected and what's going on, and I've had concerned listeners saying, "Hey, careful what you're talking about with the old film vault over there and promoting the new movies, because you might be considered like part of the problem."
I find that hard to believe.
Well, here's the thing with human nature: like when things are new, a lot of like the us versus them and a lot of heated, ideas.
Maybe some knee-jerk reactions.
Knee-jerk reactions are occurring, yeah. Okay. And I don't know if you saw the Ron Perlman.
I'm familiar.
And I'm guessing your house is much more accessible than Bob
That's
Iger.
a really good point.
But there's a lot of people that see that and they're like, yeah, fuck all these studios, which I have always been fuck all these studios, right? Like I've always hated them for the most part. And
except for Marvel.
The people at the top, it's the same old story where like they're the ones who don't have anything creative to say. They're probably on message boards right now writing this about Ron Perlman stuff.
Sure.
I almost want to play around. I think it's like 50 seconds. It is great.
But they make more money.
I like to.
It is very good.
It's
Did you not listen to it,
I haven't
Brian?
heard of it.
Oh, if Brian doesn't even know what we're talking about.
You know
No,
what?
I'm familiar. I never saw the thing.
It's kind of like akin to like take any professional sports franchise, think of the owner who makes the most money,
Yeah.
and how their inability to do anything athletic, right? But they make the most money off the most talented people, and that's always been just the way things work. So that's being exposed right now, and I don't want
I've got the clip when you're ready.
Ron Perlman.
Yes.
We should hear it from the man.
One thing before I get off this. The motherfucker who said we're going to keep this thing going until people start losing their houses and their apartments. Listen to me, motherfucker. There's a lot of ways to lose your house. Some of it is financial.
Foreclosure.
Some of it is karma.
Eminent domain.
And some of it is just figuring out who the fuck said that. And we know who said that. And where he fucking lives. There's a lot of ways to lose your house. You wish that on people. You wish that families starve while you're making $27 fucking million a year for creating nothing.
I really got him.
Be careful, motherfucker. Be really careful. Because that's the kind of shit that stirs shit up. Peace out.
Peace out. A very peaceful message.
Peace and love. Peace.
Peace and love.
He's not all together. I saw in another post he was commenting that those comments were towards Fred Rogers.
Mr. Rogers?
Yeah, which is weird because Mr. Rogers isn't even alive anymore, and I don't think he's the problem. So
I don't think he ever made
Didn't like
$27
sweaters.
million.
Allergic to cotton.
27 million sweaters, you motherfucker.
You motherfucker.
When he actually
Create nothing.
When he had to say how much this man makes, that's what really brought.
It was really Andy anger distilled in that moment where it almost gets ahead of him and he just has to escape. It's 27.
I love the birds in the background though, like the Disney-esque birds.
Tweeting birds.
Peace out.
Mr. Bluebird. Oh.
He's clearly in his nice house.
All right.
But it is great. Oh, listen, motherfucker. Really gets a lot of mileage out of fuck with that.
He
Pretty good.
does.
You ready to get weird?
All right, yeah, let's do it.
Number 5 for me.
So I don't know where we land. I'm fine with only talking about older movies and not talking about any new movies after we cover Oppenheimer. Then I'm fine, right? Honestly, and I've said this before, and this isn't good to say about movies in theaters and like the health of theaters, but I know that there's so many great movies that most of us will never see that have already been produced and released that are now available that we will never see because we're too busy like trying to keep up with the Jonases. And this
Jonas's.
Jonas, yeah, that was the TV show, so it's stuck in my head now. The Joneses, like there's so much great material out there that we will never see. So if we had to take like we did with COVID a little bit, you go spend a couple months
Take
just
a
going
break.
back,
Yeah.
maybe catching up with some of the stuff we missed. Right?
Not bad.
We got a lot of entertainment.
That's kind of what you do anyway.
I tried to.
Skipping Indiana Jones and
Yeah. Okay. All right. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Let's get weird.
number 5 for me. This is not indicative, maybe it is, of the rest of my list, but I'm going with The Perfect Storm.
The Wave. Right.
The main antagonist is nature itself, personified by the sea, or
The
in
titular.
this case, a rogue wave.
The titular perfect
That's right.
storm.
That's right.
You like that movie? That
I
gray
do.
movie?
No, I don't think it's great. I think it's good.
Gray.
Oh, the gray.
It's a very gray,
Oh,
overcast.
it is. It's
dark,
it's
soppy.
It doesn't have vibrant colors.
No. Maybe one guy wears like a yellow slicker.
A yellow. Yeah, William Fichtner has a yellow slicker on.
I like that movie until it occurred to me maybe halfway through. I'm like, wait a minute. All these guys were lost at sea. This is all make believe.
This is bullshit.
None of this.
Well, wait, that's been my main complaint when I went to see this with a bunch of idiots that I worked with at the time, and we all walked out and I'm like, "That's a good movie," and everyone's like, "Yeah, we don't know exactly what happened, so it's all made up." It's like, "Yeah, it's all made up. It's a movie.
Yeah, I know, but it's about a true event.
So what?" So what?
I'm on record saying that I don't agree with Gordon Lightfoot song either for the same reasons.
Fitzgerald.
Yeah. He doesn't know what happened on that ship.
No survivors.
He doesn't know if they called for dinner or breakfast.
Oh, so you have problems with Titanic. You have problems with
No,
Gladiator.
Titanic survivors. They had like first-hand
Yeah,
accounts.
but you realize it's the dramatized version of what happened. It's
Very
not exactly
dramatized.
what happened.
Because they
My
don't
point
have...
is, it's absurd to take that point of view. The people in your modern adaptations of Shakespeare, like it's interpreted through the lens of time.
all the dialogue, every story line, and all that. Maybe some of their characteristics were true, but the rest of it is like, who knows what those guys were doing on that?
Yes, who knows? They made a movie about it. Well, they fictionalized it.
Okay, all right, Brian.
I don't
I'll let you have it.
understand. I'll never wrap my mind around.
Will
it.
you really? Because there's so many great true stories and stories of heroism and things that actually happen where they know what happened because they have survivors. To just see some kind of fantasy like these guys were all heroes, which they may have been, and if it's a tribute, great to make their families feel better. But beyond that, it's just like we're watching absolute and total make believe that is attached to a real tragedy, which kind of sits with me strangely.
I hear Oscar Schindler wasn't exactly the same as he was in the movie. Does that bother you?
That's not the point. Are you saying there wasn't a single survivor who knew Schindler? And there's no true accounts of what was going on?
Yes, and it's a mix of probably fiction and heightened reality and fact.
All right. Yeah.
It's a weird hill to die on.
It's not.
It is. I'm telling you it is.
I mean, there's a lot going on with Schindler's List. There's a
an
whole lot
extreme
going
example.
on. This is like a very small little...
What about like Saving
event.
Private Ryan that involves real events, but is a completely made up
See, that's a
story?
great example. I'm getting through
You're
Band
okay
of
with
Brothers right now. I'm on episode 9, and they have the actual guys that were there explaining how much
that's
of
a
what you're
different
seeing is
take.
true.
Yeah.
And
right.
like these are real things that actually happened.
There's different ways to approach material like that.
There's one event that happened for sure, and that was the ship went down. But we don't know what happened before that at all. And we're sitting there for 90 minutes, like because it's tied to reality, trying to force ourselves to believe that these are the events that led to this. And we don't know. We don't know. Say the same thing about United 93, but they have like audio recordings. So there's
All right.
some truth there, right?
Sure.
See what
So
I'm
that's
saying?
what number.
You don't see what I'm saying at all?
No, I do. I just think it's a very silly point of view. Be like, hey, this is a real event, and we don't know the whole story, so
Silly.
thus, why make a movie about it? That's absurd.
Mm-hmm.
That's ridiculous.
Okay.
Any Bible story,
I would have preferred
Passion of the Christ.
to have like accounts of when they were alive and people like heard stories at the dinner table, like a bunch of like non-tragic boating, and then there's just at the very end of the movie there's just a headline
died.
like they all died. It's like, oh shit, those guys died. I just
guys
spent
are cool.
2 hours of like really like honest
Getting to
retelling
know
of
them,
their,
of their real
like
life.
reenactment of their own lives.
You
Yeah,
didn't even get to see it. That's crazy.
I think could maybe show like the CGI 30 seconds, the wave. Okay,
All right. Perfect storm.
number 4 for me. It's along the same lines, and it's
Oh, is it the fucking? Oh, okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
it's the weather in The Day After Tomorrow.
Yes.
There is no real antagonist
No.
in this movie. Like, there's not even like a
Man
bad,
against nature.
There's like a government official or
Yeah,
someone
there's always
higher up
some-
that's like, I got pretty much a
Yeah.
climate change.
I think
denier.
climate change is good.
But that's
But it wasn't
that's-
even like
that's-
ardent, and it wasn't.
That's like a
even,
subplot, though.
yeah. And the whole thing was like, Dad and his son trying to get back together, and the freezing is coming, and there's a
Couple wolves
payphone
thrown in there.
involved. A couple of the wolves to escape from the zoo. Yeah, and it's the frost that's nipping at their toes, right?
That's not a good movie, but there are good elements about it.
The best part
It's a
of
good bad movie.
Yeah, it's enjoyable. It's all on the fun scale.
Yes.
the best thing to be born out of it was the South Park. I think it was at least one episode. Maybe it was like a 2-parter where it's called The Day After Tomorrow After the day before tomorrow after. Or
Oh
something.
shit! I don't think I saw that. That
Good
sounds
stuff.
great.
Good stuff. But yeah, it's an absurd movie. Like at one point, he's like in Burbank, and he's like, "All right, I'll meet you in New York, Dad." And it's like 2 days
What?
later, he's just like he's got his little hiking boots.
Snowshoes.
Here I am.
I enjoyed it when the helicopter pilot froze instantly.
Yeah, that was fun. They showed you
but
just
he's-
how intense.
He's walking across the tundra.
I remember being infuriated in the theater, but then there was enough to like. And Gyllenhaal was great, and what's the fuck was great?
It's,
Dennis
yeah, it's enjoyable.
Quaid was great. Yeah, it was an enjoyable, stupid movie. Yeah,
Yep.
about weather. So the weather in The Day After Tomorrow.
Kind of like the inverse of The Happening, which is a boring, stupid movie about the weather.
Yeah, very, very dull.
Low on the fun scale.
Not fun enough. Not nearly fun enough.
That was a Roland Emmerich film. One of the few Roland Emmerich movies I can sign off on.
Had Dean Devlin left the earth by that point?
I don't know the timeline of that.
He died. Oh, wait. Yeah, Roland Emmerich's alive.
Roland Emmerich is, yes. I don't know
Right?
if Dean.
I think so. Pretty sure. Corolla went to high school with Roland Emmerich, I think.
That's cool.
He is alive.
Fun fact.
He's only 67.
Dean Devlin?
No, Roland Emmerich.
Oh, we were talking Dean.
Number 4 for me.
Corolla's buddy. I needed more.
No,
more.
he went to high school with Emmerich.
Oh, okay.
'Cause we had him on the
Emmerich is
show.
a German fella.
Oh, he's Middle Eastern.
German, I believe.
Oh.
And it's weird because he made a living there. His first number of movies were all like very United States
Yeah,
driven.
rah-rah. They're
They're,
very,
the Patriot, and you got the old 4th of July movie
very
over there. with
jingoistic.
the
Independence Day.
Indian, what's it called?
Independence
Independence Day.
Day.
Thank you. What's it called? Independence Day. What is it?
Today.
Fuck, I love that movie.
Dean Devlin dead?
I think he died of AIDS.
What?
I might be slandering the man.
I think you are, because he's got agent info. Contact
One
info.
of them died.
Nothing comes up when you type in Dean Devlin AIDS.
Dean Devlin's not dead, I don't think, is he?
One of them is dead.
Neither is dead.
Neither's dead, Brian. Stop wishing death upon people, all right?
Can we verify
Both
that?
are very much alive. years active.
Wait, am I all thinking of?
to present?
I'm thinking of Don Simpson and Jerry Bruckheimer. Don Simpson died of
Jerry
AIDS.
Bruckheimer's skating
All right.
around as we speak, probably. He's on some sheet of ice somewhere.
Don Simpson AIDS. Let's see.
Wrist shotting. Slapping wrist shots.
Please tell me.
Doing one
I'm
time.
slandering this poor
Time of
man.
his death: 21 different drugs in his system, including antidepressants.
Including
Don Simpson.
AZT.
What happened to Don?
Who is this? Who had
Simpson?
21?
Died of
Simpson.
heart failure caused by combined
by-
drug intoxication.
Who is this?
Human immunodeficiency virus.
Oh, Don Simpson.
I could be wrong about that. Man
Don
died.
Simpson.
All right. Thank you, Brian. Thanks for that.
I
Dasher.
believe Dean Devlin and Roland Emmerich are both alive.
They are, Brian. Well
Glad
done.
we get to swing through and besmirch Don Simpson.
Brian.
feel terrible.
King of facts.
No, I'm actually failing on my facts. Number 4 for me. If we have any crossover, this might be it.
Is it the 21 drugs that took Don Simpson?
21 grams. The villain in 21 grams is death. Anderson, you ready for this?
I am.
This could be our crossover.
All right.
I'm predicting. Although it's a movie you like. It's a movie we like.
Oh.
2014. It Follows.
Nope.
No,
No.
It Follows.
It's an entity.
It is. It is actually referred to as the entity.
Yeah.
Which I thought was a nice little nod to Mission Impossible.
It's pretty good, yeah.
This one does bleed in a sense. I mean, they do shoot the personified, visible only to the victim versions of this thing, but
Yeah.
it's not actually people. It's just like a vision.
It's possessing those people in those times,
But-
kind of. No,
but I don't
actually,
think
it
they're
is kind
actual
of like from a
people.
different realm. You're
yeah,
right.
because remember, no one else can see them.
Yeah.
And it never assumes any character that we've seen do something else. Like it's that behaves one way and then
It's
behaves
only
another.
manifests.
It seems like it's always a made up character.
I will
Yeah.
say, okay, so you're right, but at one point,
Oh, this is
it
but.
pretends to be the one guy's mom who rapes him to death. I don't know if we see the mom as an establishing character.
Interesting. I don't remember.
She
that.
remembers she's knocking on the door.
Oh yeah. Fuck, that movie was scary.
It's pretty good.
Just knocking on the door relentlessly.
My buddy Trevor has the leg
The leg.
from the beach.
Oh,
The leg.
that's quite a prop.
I
Pulled
know.
open.
It's on his dinner table.
It's a major reward.
Oh, that movie fucked me up.
He's got the real leg.
It's a really good movie.
Yeah, that's a good one, Brian. However, I would say that those things probably bleed and they have faces, so
well,
it didn't make my list for that reason. But
Yeah,
It's a good call.
The villain is a entity that takes on different forms, visible only to the victim.
it's STDs, right?
It's a metaphor for STD.
It is, right?
For AIDS.
Huh.
Coming after Don Simpson.
Settle down.
Sorry.
He didn't die of AIDS. He died of 21
Do we know
grams.
that?
All right. What was that? One of the drugs? AIDS.
AZT.
Okay. Number 3 for me, Brian. Are we moving on? We're just trucking along.
Let's hear him three.
I hope you have this on your list because it's a good one, but I don't think you will. This is not a movie that either one of us liked except for one part. My number 3 is Age in Old.
Oh. Yeah.
There is
Time
no.
is self.
They like self-implode, and M. Night Shyamalan's Old, and they there's a lot of strife on that beach.
Speaking
and
of girls
concern
on a
and
beach getting bent in weird shapes.
people only caring for themselves. There's that some of that ugliness that we see in human nature, but what they're all fighting against in vain is rapid aging.
That's true.
So that's my number 3.
Yeah, in a weird way, the sort of the what those who get them down there to said beach are kind of the villains, but the villain throughout the film, yes, you're right, is aging.
Is the entity that causes you to age, which is nameless, faceless, bloodless, and that's what they're rallying against. Oh, that movie.
Those are
Who
real-
are those children that look just like my children, but a little
Slightly
older, wearing
older
the exact
versions.
same clothes? Who are they?
calling me mom?
You know, I need to see it again because that was
Calling me mom.
2021. Mom, like with the same voice and everything.
Who are
Who
you?
are you?
I'm still mad Brian convinced me to watch Knock at the Cabin.
That's not a bad
haven't
movie.
seen
It's
it.
not
I
a
haven't
bad
seen it.
movie.
He
Yeah.
sold
It's
it.
not a bad movie.
Brian,
he sold
Brian
it.
will champion and yell from the rooftops about a 3-star movie. Awful. Yeah.
It's a great 3-star movie.
God damn that
Are
movie.
you upset at me?
God damn.
Are you more upset about that or the air conditioning
Definitely that, but it's close.
What about the air conditioning?
in the car?
Oh, in the car? Yes.
You made up with it for the Lowry's dissertation.
See, there you go.
You like the Lowry's dissertation.
I give him some tips and tricks.
What is that? Here's how you hold a fork?
Yeah, That's right. The cold fork up top is for your salad.
Beef ribs don't need forks. You can actually hold them in your hand.
Falls off the bone.
All right.
Yes. Old.
Cook it right. It'll fall right off the bone.
The meat is tender, is closest to the bone.
Stop it, Brian. Now you're getting like actually
No, my
you're getting
grandpa
a taste
told me
for it.
that.
You're
My
getting,
grandpa
yeah, but you're
told me
getting a
that.
taste for the reality of doing that. Now you're actually doing that. Like the satire is becoming realism. I don't like it.
Get the creamy horseradish, not the raw horseradish.
Why? No, the raw.
Yeah, the
like to
raw
mix
is
the
a
two.
little harsh.
Yeah, for you.
Yeah.
When people do
Yes.
that, it's like, yeah, it is for you. So don't tell people. You could say, hey, for me, it's a little harsh. I don't know about for you. But don't say, like, here's what you want to do. Because you're going off of your...
My mouth's watering.
That's exactly what we do every single week with this show. Is here's what you want to do is watch this movie because I
Or
like
not watch it.
Feels good, man. You got to watch it because I like it.
That's right, 'cause I
so I
like
should
it.
not admonish.
That's right.
All right.
But you did.
I did.
I think you might continue to.
Probably for years to come. Yeah, if I had to imagine.
Indefinitely.
I
No
think-
one inside.
All right, let's see if we get anywhere with any more crossover. I kind of want you to have one of my top two on.
I
on your
really
list.
doubt it.
Are we taking a break? Have you done
No,
your
I
three
have
yet?
number three. Number three.
Mm.
Speaking of 3-star movies,
It's your wheelhouse.
is it
Yeah.
my wheelhouse?
I don't get it.
Will Smith stars in.
Oh,
Can you guess what 3-star movie I'm going with?
it's a robot movie.
iRobot.
No, get out of here.
Well
No.
done,
No.
2004. iRobot.
Robots. Faces and
Wait, no.
just a bunch of robots.
This is spoiler alert for iRobot. If you haven't seen it, if you're concerned about having it spoiled,
If they were to do I Am Legend, I would have been pissed.
Even if you're on a bike, I would fast forward 30, 60 seconds till we're done talking.
You don't
about
need to
iRobot.
see this movie, guys. It's absurd.
This is
the
the-
facial expressions on those robots are so...
This is top 3 guilty pleasure for me.
No,
I know it's
Avery.
bad. I've seen this
It's not
movie
bad at all.
probably 15
3
Is
stars.
it comical? Is it funny?
We watched it so often that me and my college roommate could quote most of the movie.
Okay.
It just delighted
It's
us for
one of those
how
things, yeah.
absurd and
But
ridiculous.
would you like sit down and be like, all right, we're watching this now, or would you just have it on while you're fucking
We'd
around
watch
the
it just
house?
as like a laugh.
goof.
We're gonna go to a party later, and we're like, oh, let's have some beers. Fucking watch
Okay.
iRobot, and
You want to be like, shh, quiet.
no, fuck no. We might go. Oh, this scene. This is the stupid.
There's a
It's like
rev-
wallpaper.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's
nice.
a reveal that involves Will Smith getting attacked by a robot, and doesn't he like look defiantly at the robot and say, "Yeah"? Like I think that's what he does. Like all he does is say, "Yeah." That's not what I'm talking about.
No.
My number 3 non-human villain is wait, let me get this right. The virtual interactive kinetic intelligence, acronym
Vicky. Yes.
Vicky is the real
Controls
villain
all
of
of
the movie. Controls all the robots. Turns out killed James Cromwell at the beginning of the film, and is so she's
That'll
been
do, Vicky.
programmed. She's
That'll
been
do.
programmed with the 3 laws of robotics. Isaac Asimov's 3 robotic laws,
Here he goes.
which
Look at
is
this.
well, I'm not going to get them right, but one involved like not harming humans, and she.
Or through inaction, allow a human to come and harm.
That's right, and Vicky has an evolved understanding of the 3
She
laws.
realizes it's better for the
And
robots than she does harm as many
no,
humans.
she says, I am here to protect humanity from yourselves
Mm.
because you idiots constantly find new ways to destroy yourselves through war, through
But she had to
whatever.
just leave one survivor? Like, she'd have to leave one, right? Or else...
I think she's planning on wiping out a good number of
Thanos,
humans to get control of humanity.
Yeah.
And again,
Thinning
this
the
is an
herd.
altruistic, principled villain. Like she wants to save humanity. Her methods might be a little questionable, but she is a non-human villain.
Who wrote this? And does he have an ex-girlfriend named Vicky that he was very
Well, isn't it
upset with?
Isaac Asimov, the original
Based
story?
on it, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Which
I
was-
assume Vicky was in the story.
That was dry as shit.
I realize age and old...
Oh, you read it?
I tried to, and it was just.
Oh, it was very dry
Yeah.
when you read the book?
Yeah.
Don't you hate that?
It's such a well,
Yeah.
I will say the worst culprit of that was I love Annihilation.
Uh-huh.
I found out it was based on the book. One of the worst books I've ever read in
Really?
my life. Atrocious.
I had that same story with Catch 22, which is a very different movie. But like I loved the movie, the Mike Nichols movie, and then I tried to read the book. Got 3.
Which almost is more impressive because for you to see the source material
Yeah,
and
it's
then
like
make
they're
Annihilation.
obviously accessing something that iconic.
Or they go, this would be great if
Yeah.
we did this.
Yeah.
This is a good idea.
Like a true adaptation.
Yeah, this sucks, but there's a good idea in there that I'm going to perfect.
Yeah, I could see it would lead them to
Yeah.
inspire them.
Well, the one we just talked about, There Will Be Blood, based on the short story Oil.
Right. It's not short. It's a novel.
Up to Sinclair.
It's like 300 pages.
I thought it was short.
You were wrong.
I've been wrong about that a lot.
Sorry, but
Have you used that drop at all yet?
I haven't. I was. So Avery sent me the clip of you saying "You're right, I'm wrong." I think it is. Right?
Yes.
And I'm ashamed to admit that I spent probably 3 full minutes trying to figure out
Playing it over and over.
how to make it like your chime for text messages.
I've got the clip.
You're right, I'm wrong. You're right, I'm wrong.
You could tell it was tough for him with the stutter.
Yeah. I almost couldn't get it out.
I'm
wrong.
Yeah, I wanted that to be your ringtone or text tone. I thought that'd be funny, but I didn't. I lost patience. And
There was another good one from this week where it was Bryan saying, "I didn't know that," but I forgot to mark
Doesn't
it.
sound like something I would say.
So you'd have a little companion piece.
The only reason why I know anything about oil is because a listener was kind enough to send it to me in the mail, and I have it in my house somewhere. And every now and again, I pick it up, and if I want Atticus to be impressed, I'll pretend that I'm reading it.
Daddy, why's your book upside down?
All right, where are we at? We're taking a break, right?
Break
a break.
time. Going to talk about a long list of Amazon purchases after this. Like I promised, and by the way, you guys really came through. There was a lot of purchases, a lot of big ticket items. In fact, not even that many big ticket items. Just a healthy cavalcade of things bought on our Amazon banner link that sits on AndersonandBryan.com. A genuine thank you to you guys for doing your shopping, whether it was on Prime Day or just around Prime Day. So thanks, you guys. Support the show, and we appreciate it. Let's just jump right in. Things purchased on the Amazon link include, it's a long list. Google Pixel 7 Pro 5G Android phone, an Amazon 55-inch 4 Series 4K UHD Fire TV, Minn Kota Endura Max trolling motor, AMD Ryzen desktop processor was purchased, Blizzard Entertainment Technica ski boots, Google Pixel Watch, Loloi Sky Collection area rug, 16, this is the dream, 16 top greener USB wall outlet chargers. I have a dream, Anderson, to convert every outlet to like a hybrid regular plug and the USB charger. God, that'd be great.
It's a dream of yours. You can make that happen.
I know, it feels
Call
like a
your
very
AV guy.
accomplishable dream. Google Pixel Watch, I mentioned that. Yeah, thank you for whoever got that. ECR for kids, Circle Spots seating pads, 2 Seagate Barracuda internal hard drives, Valwix inflatable bounce house, that's fun, SAF Aeronet 14 home air quality monitor, Camco Easy Lift scissor jacks, my God, you can get anything on Amazon, J-Seat electric standing desk, Mirax multifunctional entryway storage cabinet, Chemical Guys Random Orbital Polisher Kit, Ratio Smart Sprinkler Controller. I have that. It's awesome. Enjoy. Silk Balance Hot Tub Solution. 4 Carhartt Canvas Work Pants as well as Carhartt Dungaree Pants. Brother Wireless Laser Printer Man Kitchen Pepper Cannon. Arcwave 799 piece tool set. You couldn't throw one more piece in there for the 800 pieces. Master Canopy Camping Tent, Kraus Purita Filtration System. Oh my God, Western Digital Internal Hard Drive, Shark Robot Vacuum, Google Pixel Buds Pro, Kindle Paperwhite Signature Edition, Patriot Viper Steel DDR4, Beacon Foldable Mini Trampoline, 2 Curio carrying cases for your computer, 2 Google Pixel Stand wireless chargers, 15,000 address labels, now we know what those are for, Scott toilet paper, Dynamo Trap mosquito trap, Medea reversible door refrigerator, Samsung internal solid state drive, a GT player gaming chair. Nailed it. Nice. There's a lot of stuff to get through this week.
Yeah, it was. I'm not faulting you for
appreciate you guys
missing
doing
it
all your shopping with us.
30 seconds or so. I'm not. It's good news for us, right?
Indeed.
Yeah.
Good problem to have.
Good problem to have, as they say. Here are the movies that were click-throughs since the last time we talked at you. Yes, with the 2 people, not 1, but 2 people got clicked through and got Beau is Afraid. Don't mind if I do.
Yes.
Don't mind if I do. The girl who played with fire, the girl who kicked the hornet's nest, Zodiac, was clicked through. Yellowstone 2, Yellowstone Season 3, Yellowstone Season 4. We were just talking a lot about Zodiac just last week, right? And then we were
Yes.
talking a lot about Beau is Afraid in that particular Don't Mind If I Do, but that hasn't aired
It
yet.
hasn't aired yet, so
Oh,
coincidental.
Look forward to that.
The Machine was clicked through, as well as Alien. Sisu was clicked through. The Starling Girl, as well as Bottle Rocket. Fuck to the S with the Bottle Rocket. The Katsi Trilogy.
All right.
Medium Cool was clicked through, as well as Blow Up. Porco Rosso, limited edition steelbook. Oh, look at that! They actually got the steelbook, the physical. I need to watch that. I have not seen that. It's one of the many that I have not seen of his, and I'm going to go right down the list and watch that pig flying pilot. All right. War Games was clicked through, as well as The Servant, and finally Time Bandits, which has been deemed too good a movie to do a watch along with, which I tend to agree with. So Time Bandits will go on not being seen by too many of you, but you should all watch Terry Gilliam's Time Bandits. Hey, Avery, you seen Time Bandits?
I have.
Fucking great, right?
This is an odd little film.
What? No, it's fucking great, right?
It's good,
Let's
but
do this again. It's fucking great, right?
It's fucking great.
What's your
It's
take?
very
Rules.
80s. I did enjoy it, but it's
Oh,
very
it's little 80s aged.
It does with all the little people, and it's very yes.
That was the sound that the
Should I
creature
watch
made
that?
when he was fighting with a. It has a bullhead. He's wearing the bullhead like he's a
Yes.
warrior who wears a bullhead in battle, and he's fighting with Sean Connery, and that's the sound that he makes when he gets hit in the
Well,
stomach.
it's not bad.
Scared the
He
fuck out of
really,
me as a
he really
kid.
takes the bull thing seriously.
And it was an actual bullhead that he just carved out. He just augured out the bull's neck so he could wear it.
Oh,
It was like rotting.
Ew.
That's Time Bandits.
it is. It is pretty high on the fun scale.
It's very fun. This guy's never seen it.
Never seen it.
A lot of people have never seen it, but you
should
say
watch
it's
with Tessa.
280s, huh?
It's not 280s, but it does feel a little dated.
I like you a little less right now.
But I've seen it. He hasn't even
Yeah,
seen
that's
it.
true. That's a
True,
good point.
You're back.
All right, now back to the program.
Sloth fuck.
We're back.
We ran out of other songs. I had.
Both episodes, we got to offend.
I'm enjoying counting down non-human villains.
You ever hear Lenny Dykstra on Stern?
He was on.
No,
he was on the
you were
Kroll
saying
show.
he's crazy, right? Him
He's
about
insane, yeah.
like he wanted to not poop anymore or something crazy like
He removed all of his teeth so that he could do cunnilingus better. Like that was what he claims. And he always refers to the nethers of the ladies as slots, and like that's one of the first questions when he meets a woman. It's like, how's the slot? It's like, just Jesus, Lenny, this is a Hall of Famer.
He's not.
He will be one day. He should be.
Lenny
He's
Dykstra?
really good. He
No,
was
no,
an
no.
MVP. That's what I meant.
He
to say.
wasn't. He was okay.
He was an MVP.
He had a up and
Look at
down
this.
career.
Look at this guy. Look at him.
He
He had
won't
a,
even look in
he
the
had a
eye.
mostly
Yeah, I know. That's
unremarkable
the thing.
career.
It's the looking down. It's
The
just so
contempt.
smug
The
and like
contempt.
no.
He had a mostly unremarkable career.
No, he was MVP. I heard Stern butter in his balls. I heard it.
He might have won MVP.
Look at you, might have. Bryan.
I think he won the year he had like three.
He was a three-time All-Star and won a World Series championship with the 1986 Mets.
That's what I meant. All star. That's all my mistake.
Yeah, I don't think he ever
All
won
star is what I was
MVP.
going for. I'm not very bright. All right. At first, I started with Hall of Fame, which is otherworldly. Then I dropped down to MVP, which is also otherworldly.
Now you're going like
And I just
All-Star
meant-
Reserve.
All star. Yeah, he was invited, but never.
Yeah, he was a replacement pick when someone dropped out.
My own fault. I own this. That's just me. You know.
I'd like to recognize me for once for sticking to my guns and being like, I don't think he was MVP.
No, it has nothing to do with you sticking. It's the way you deliver, Brian, and you don't know.
Can't
No, you just did it.
I can't apologize for that.
There's no change in you, so I shouldn't.
Yeah.
I shouldn't get upset with you.
This is authentic me.
Well, it's authentic me in being infuriated by authentic you. Okay. You know, I leave here many a night, most nights, feeling like, shit, I was in that shitty mood and doing shitty things again. But it only happens at this table or in the parking lots by my gym. I swear to God. Like, I just look across at you, like shaking your head and looking down. And it's like,
I make looks like.
yeah, it's.
Can I tell you? No.
All right,
I don't
yeah.
want to upset you anymore.
And I love you. It's just you bring out the worst in me for sure.
I don't want to upset you even more, but I will tell you this.
I'd be on 4chan probably if this was my entire existence. If sitting at this table was my entire existence, I think that I would gravitate towards 4chan.
We shot 4 hours for the documentary today of my interview. Finally, to like
Finally.
I heard it.
Until
Yeah.
the end because I got to talk about like this interview and
So
that
you shot the
interview.
entire movie today. Everything else, cutting room floor, right?
Yeah.
You're like, you're gonna watch the dailies of your 4 hours.
Is that
Like, guys, we
obvious?
don't need the
We
other
like
stuff.
Mission Impossible, where the opening credits, they'll flash
gonna
the other
tell the whole
interviews,
story.
but
As he's watching, he's just taking the releases and balling them up and throwing them in the fireplace one by one. Just don't need that guy anymore.
I was having some angst
Uh-huh.
about how to get all 4 hours in the film, and I realized
O.J. Simpson's America, that shit, right?
well, actually, I was doing like an Ang Lee Hulk thing where I did like multiple boxes of me talking all at once.
Like time code.
yeah, totally.
Mike figures his time code.
Yeah.
You can have 4 boxes going
yeah,
concurrently.
precisely.
Yeah.
And I think it'll make you even more upset to learn that I spent a good 2 minutes.
For those of you who might not know, Brian's he's been making a documentary about himself for the last
right.
couple of years.
And I'd spent a good 2 or 3 minutes just doing reaction shots for like when someone says something ridiculous
Oh my
or
God.
funny or whatever. I will look smug or I will look shocked or I
This
will
is
look
so
annoyed.
cooked. Brian,
this is-
you allowed this?
Anderson's hell would be watching Bryan
Watching
do
him do that, and also just the reason that they're doing it. I
Do
understand.
you want to see some takes?
I don't. No, Brian, I don't.
That's one.
So you're cool with these being like spliced in. And 'cause there's ways of doing that, which is cheating. They do it in reality shows all the time, where you're like,
It's
that reaction
it's
wasn't from
VH1's
that.
I love the 80s.
But they're having you just bank a bunch.
Yeah, that's right.
So it's is the vision like a talking head like in this part of the world, and then it's gonna be like you just kind of like off in your house going what?
Brian doing the
Yeah.
Tim Allen, the
And then it'll go back to the talking head.
I'll be mugging. Yeah, exactly.
Wait a minute, why?
So like say something absurd like you love Just Friends.
Brian, you're the smartest man I know. He couldn't do it. He couldn't do it.
So that was one of the reaction shots was like smug satisfaction.
Okay, all right, yeah, all right. No, but you were looking for something absurd, like you were. Oh, no, you were right. World War Z is a superior film to Fury Road.
See,
Right. Okay, so what was the point of you doing all of these canned reaction shots that are going to be ultimately as authentic as the dialogue in The Perfect Storm?
I forget. It would have to do something with you being upset
But just
I
the
mean,
idea of you doing
yeah.
like a bunch
Yeah,
of canned
yeah.
reactions.
completely.
Do you feel like you nailed it?
I think it was pretty good. Oh, I'll send you the dailies.
Your director telling you good job? Was he directing you good?
He seemed checked out.
In what way?
He's on a smoke break through the window, and Brian's just mugging to a camera that's off.
I assume he got a very important text over those 3 minutes
About the
that he
movie.
was replying to because he was looking at his phone a lot.
Everyone he knows was kidnapped.
Yeah. He kept pulling at his collar and going like,
He checked
must have been hot, you know?
Did he at least have the TV on mute while he was flipping channels? Okay, Brian. I still don't know the vision why they would be cutting to you mugging for anything. I've been concerned at times about this, but now
He's just messaging people, please text me. Please text me right now.
how many different? Was it like 5 different
Oh, no, it
emotions?
was more than that.
No.
Yeah, it was like 20.
Was he giving you like direction like, all right, now imagine someone just said ... Does he like give you like a...
Well, it was my idea. So all he was doing.
No wonder he was... Thank God, dude. I thought you hired a total fucking hack. I didn't want to say anything, but I'm like, what kind of a director did you
No,
hire?
he's good.
Yeah, I know. It wasn't his idea.
No, it wasn't
to
him.
the-
No, he had nothing to do with it.
How long did you spend doing the
8 or 12 minutes.
Did you verify he hit record?
He kept pressing buttons on the camera throughout, which is distracting.
This has to live somewhere. And then there have to be some comments underneath like this.
Oh, this will be bonus footage if it doesn't make the final cut.
I don't understand your vision for this. Well, all right. Okay. Let's get back to the program. Let's get to our top twos. Look at that. Time is flying. I want to hear what your number. It's my number. It's a layup. It's easy. It's kind of a mailed in, but I mean, it deserves to be at the top, towards the top of the list, and that's The Mist. And The Mist.
The Mist.
It's an entity. It's sure a lot of things come out of that mist, and so it's kind of cheating because they do bleed and they do have faces, but the mist is the thing that creates them. So I realize I'm taking some liberties here, but The Mist and The Mist, once again, another Stephen King creation, idea. Christine was.
This is a perfectly good choice.
Number 5.
I mean, there are monsters that, like, are manifestations of said mist, but it is the mist that is.
It's the mist that's
the antagonist.
It's not like any, and there are subplots in the movie with the
Mrs. Carmody,
tropey Stephen King expected obligatory characters that are overly religious zealots and some good stuff, some really good stuff. I like that mist. I like that mist a lot. And I don't want to go on and on like we've done in the past talking about just how incredible it is that Darabont was offered like a full 70 and if he had to change the ending that he came up with. Stephen King is quoted as saying it was the greatest moment in his career when he was actually scared by his own writing that was repurposed by Darabont and turned into script form because he changed the story enough that it surprised Stephen King, and he was frightened. He said he says that's his favorite thing that's ever happened in his career, one of the top moments of his career, right?
Right, and the story goes that he wished he had thought of that ending.
He wished he had thought of it, that ending. Yeah, I'm not going to say it, but I am, I guess. And the studio said, "Hey, we're not giving you the full 70 if you have this bleak ending." And he said, "Well, fuck yourselves." And they said, "All right, here's 35." So they cut it.
It shows.
They slashed it in half, and it does show. It does show, but I think it's worth it. Honestly, I'd rather see subpar, bootleggy CGI throughout to get to that ending than have some kind of God knows. I never read the actual original, so I don't know where it went. But that's the most memorable.
That's right. We talked about The Mist for years. How does the book end? We have no idea.
I think it's a short story. I don't even think it's a full. Here's where you can say no. It's a full book.
It's a novella.
Could be a novella.
It's a Richard Bachman.
It could be a Richard Bachman. Might be.
Oh, is that his pen name?
He's got a couple.
Pseudonym.
All right. Stephen King.
Number 2 for me. I think it might not have any crossover. Because my number 2 is MEV1, the deadly virus from Contagion.
Yeah. But government and Jude Law were
also
huge.
These are all subplots, you know what I mean?
Antagonists.
Remember, and it's amazing. I was thinking about doing research. It is kind of amazing how much this movie got right vis-a-vis COVID.
Yeah. You watched it during COVID?
It's not a one. I didn't, but I was researching it this week, and it was right down to the aforementioned Jude Law character. He's kind of Alex Jones' type, where he's like falsely accusing the government of being in cahoots.
It's incredible.
But with the big pharma behind this whole thing, and he's trying to sell worthless supplements as like cures. It really got a lot right.
Yeah, it did. It was incredible. I watched it soon after COVID. Atticus was probably 2 or 3 at the time, and I remember I thought he was young enough that he would just be bored with it. I forgot how violent and horrific those death scenes. Because they had to they couldn't have the death scenes be like COVID. And then he's in the hospital for 5 days, and then
gasping for life.
Their skin all turned black almost immediately and started puking and
like heads are exploding. Yeah,
it wasn't quite scanners, but they were
close. Yeah,
it was close. And I remember Jillian becoming enraged immediately. She was like, not enraged, but she's like, "Honey, what are you doing?
Why are we doing this?"
I'm like, "Yeah, you're right. The boy he's like 2, and he just saw a very realistic death on screen immediately. As soon as the movie opens,
a horrifying death.
He's over it.
He's forgotten all about it.
I'm like, that's COVID, buddy. That's why we're all staying inside wearing masks. So wear the fucking mask, all right? He wore a mask. He still wears
Contagion.
one. Still wears it. All right.
Because of that movie.
Yeah, because of that. Good one. That's good. Even though I would say that there's quite a few other.
Yeah, but with all these movies, there was a second, like Miss Carmody in The Mist. Like that's the Jude Law character here.
You're right. It is. It's subplot.
Yep. Effective. The Jude Law character is great, but it's not the main antagonist.
Number 1 for me believe me, I was a little upset earlier, maybe twice, maybe 3 times when I heard my number 1 get brought up. Not even in reference to our topic here, and that's The Shimmer in Annihilation.
Oh,
yes.
In Annihilation is the Annihilation has just been kind of swirling around all week because of how it felt like Stalker to both of us.
Yep.
and this topic and the entity and. But the shimmer is
Nameless,
like some
faceless enemy.
unknown thing in this region.
Oh, it
Much
distorts time and
It distorts
space.
DNA and takes holds of things. It's a fantastic.
But what I'm saying
movie.
is, like, they go in and it's like, how long we been here? I don't know.
Everything changes in the zone. It's essentially like a meteor came from outer space and turned like a part of our planet into the actual Twilight Zone, where our rules don't apply and everything. And there's some really creepy,
great.
horrific fun. We're still doing top 5 worst sounds, and the bear is going to be both of our number ones.
It's
Probably.
horrible.
I rewatched that last week. and
Did you really?
it's
You watched
phenomenal.
Annihilation? The
I'd only
entire-
seen it once, and I
watched-
wanted to revisit it. And it's I think one of my favorite all-time sci-fi movies. It's fantastic.
The end, does it hold up? 'Cause
yeah, I love
that's
it.
what I loved the most
the
about
ending
it. I
is
think was
strong.
how ballsy the end was. It
It
goes
rivals-
on for 15
it
minutes.
rivals 2001,
It's
yeah.
It's got to be like a direct homage to 2001 with how it just keeps going and going and going.
Yeah,
with the-
it's masterful.
and then he comes out with Men. It's like what? What
And his
happened?
next one's like a near-future war movie called Civil War.
Uh-oh.
Oh, dear.
Oh dear.
So we'll see.
He's got a lot of talent. I
There's
just
Garland?
yeah. I just that Men was I get it. I get it. Men are
Yeah, it
nesting
was
dolls.
a little
on
one
the
note.
nose.
One note.
Some great acting, some great setups and scenes, but not as far as like the
But he's
the
but
theme. And
I feel like
the
he's known
messages.
for really mind fucking you with Ex Machina and Annihilation, where at the end of it you don't even know how to feel.
Yeah.
You're just unsettled and kind of disturbed, but blown away.
I felt icky and gross watching a man give birth to himself over and over again, but it wasn't like
but it wasn't profound.
Yeah,
It wasn't.
There's nothing profound about it.
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
Number 1. Oh, this feels so good having you on board with at least knowing what I'm talking about. If not feeling as strongly as me, you at least you empathize if you don't sympathize. I'm talking, of course, about the entire Final Destination series. Yes, death itself as the main antagonist for the entire Final Destination series from 2000.
Accidents,
Yeah.
right? I
Well,
guess ultimately
are they
death.
accidents?
It's destiny, right? Fate. Yeah.
Death coming to get its pound of flesh.
Right.
But it was
It's
robbed
owed.
of.
It's owed. Yeah.
I so wanted to do Final Destination 5 for.
I thought you said 4.
Is the Final Destination? So
It's
whichever
4,
one
I think.
that is. Is it 4?
Yeah, I think so.
I think that might be right. Yeah, because there's 5 films. Yeah, you're right. They're working on a 6th.
So they actually had the balls to like call the one after the trilogy is
Yeah.
complete. They're like, all right, this is we're one more time, and then they come out with a 5th.
Number 5.
It's like Elton, John, go back. Oh, you already said it was the end.
That's right. You already did the farewell tour.
The Final Destination.
The-
Final Destination 5 coming next.
Well,
Coming
didn't
soon.
Nightmare on Elm Street pull that off years ago? Like the final chapter, and then it was the new blood, the new
he fought
class or something.
Jason in space at one point. I mean, yeah,
That was several iterations before that. But yes,
that's when the
Final
shark
Destination,
jumps them. Like that, it's so jumping the shark that the shark is jumping.
Shark jumps Freddy.
Yeah, it breaches.
Well done. Death itself, Final Destination. Hope I'm not spoiling anything.
No, you're okay, buddy. People die because of fate in creative, fun, like
Easy,
mousetrap ways.
Easy. Yeah, it is fun. I really do want to. I'm
We'll
gonna
keep an eye out.
I'm going to keep an eye out.
We'll keep an
Because
eye
those things pop up on like Max all the time.
Yeah, you never know. It's like Christine. Please let us know if you're listening to this and like you see that Christine is like streaming on one of the big ones. I mean, even Stars, because Stars is fucking killing
Stars
it, right?
is killing it.
If Stars is streaming Christine or like anything of the like, we'll do it.
Yeah.
We'll do it right now. You just have to pay for Christine. I don't want people to already
Pay
be
on top of
$10
it.
on top of it. It just seems
Especially
a
if
little.
we get none of it.
I mean, there's that, but no, it's just like I don't want people to have to
I know.
feel obligated to even more money out of pocket.
So wait, did you do number one?
I did. It was Annihilation.
Oh yeah.
The Shimmer.
The Shimmer.
The Shimmer.
I'm curious how our listeners tended.
I don't
trended.
know if they even knew what it was inspired by, which helped me out a lot because you were so gung ho. It was right before I saw Mission Impossible, and you're like, "Oh, inspired by this week's list." And the antagonist is non.
Oh yeah.
So I went and saw it like the next day. I'm like, "Oh, I see where he's going for." I don't think the listeners are. Plus, my list doesn't even really work now that I think about it because like Age is not a villain, really.
But it's the antagonist of the film. It's what the heroes are struggling against.
That is true, but you want to call it a villain?
No, but I would say, like in a sense of like man versus nature, like Castaway. You know what I mean? Like
Oh
there's
my God, Antichrist should have been on my
what's the
list.
villain?
Nature.
Oh yeah.
Danger as a
Wolf,
whole.
Talking fox.
Chaos. Chaos.
It rains.
Chaos reigns.
You've seen that?
No.
What? Watch it now.
It's low on the
Immediately.
fun scale, Avery. Low.
It might be one of the lower movies you'll ever
think
see
I'm
on the fun
passing
scale.
on that one.
No, do not pass on Lars von Trier's
You can see,
Antichrist.
I don't need.
The snip and the tuck.
I was
Come
going to
on.
say I don't need clip cutting in my life.
Willem Dafoe's gigantic penis.
So far we've had
Comically, impossibly large penis.
It's confusing.
Confusingly large penis.
What are we doing? Let's get the show out of the log. All right? Come on, boys.
All right, listener top 5, please.
So there's a listener top 7. The number 7's a 6-way tie. I'm going to skip that. That's too much.
Final
Mitch.
Destination.
Too much. 6 is a 3-way tie between The Thing, Tremors, the Graboids. Is that what they were called?
Graboids.
And
Have you
Tremors.
still not seen Tremors,
Tremors 1 is good.
Anderson?
Not all the way through. I mean, I know
such a
there's
fun
worms in
movie.
the sand.
That's high on the fun scale.
That is very fun.
Yeah.
A lot of downtime, though. You know what we should do is we should do Stalker with the listeners.
Why?
So much time to talk.
Oh, time is.
And
Sure.
Christine for all tied
look
for
at
number
that,
6.
look at that.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Number 5 is Thanos. Number
Sig
4,
and too humanish.
Predator / Yautja.
Humanoid. What?
Oh, is that the Predator?
Maybe that's what he's. I don't know. Number 3 is the Xenomorph, 2-way tie, Xenomorph and Jaws. Number 2 is the T-1000 for Terminator 2. And the number 1, of course, is the HAL 9000,
Yeah.
2001.
Yeah, I was in that weird place where it's like, how do you not have him on here, but you don't want to be,
But
too
is he the
predictable?
main antagonist of the film?
Yeah,
He's only in half the movie.
but he's the whole. Without Hal, everything is going swimmingly. And then that's,
2001 minus Hal.
I'm like, I can't be Tropy.
Just men working in
Yeah,
space.
That's right, just carrying on their business.
I can't have
It's
Hal.
just Space
my,
Hotel.
My number 1, so I got to change my entire. I can't have robots at all. Right?
Trajectory.
Yeah, I would like to see a movie though where like everything. I think there is something there where everything just works out.
It's just fine.
Because as many movies as we've seen, and we know the conflict, drives a movie and drives the plot. I'm still, even the dumbest movies, I'm still watching them going, I really hope that this works out for these people. Every fucking
Well,
movie.
of course, you have rom-coms or whatever. If you're talking about a
And then if it
series-
works out, like I think I might be like, oh, thank God, that was close.
Oh, good.
And the whole movie, and there's just nothing.
It's
no
the first.
conflict.
It's the first scene that's starring Bruce Willis. You're like, is he gonna die? Like, no, he's not.
Well, of course he's not going to die, but I mean, like,
But I'll find myself thinking, like, is he?
oh
I hope
yeah,
he's-
you actually.
Yeah. I hope he's okay.
I don't do that, and that's one of my problems with all these superhero.
Yeah.
Action, every action movie, it's like that's why they got to make the dance so impressive, like they did with Mission Impossible, more so than with John Wick for me, where it's at least I'm watching really impressive stunts because I know no one's going to die.
You
and it's
never
important.
once feared for John Wick.
Yeah.
But for the longest time, it was like exactly like that. Like they didn't even they just put the hero in peril, and that was supposed to be enough to keep you interested. It's like, no, I'm bored as fuck because I know we all know he's not going to die. Once again, my 6-year-old knows that he's not going to die.
Not now.
Spider-Man doesn't die in a show called
Not
Spider-Man.
since He's all Contagion. He's like, oh, what a big star right off the bat. Gwyneth Paltrow, dead.
Yeah, she died pretty quickly. Yeah,
See, you
much like
ruined
Drew
him.
Barrymore.
That's right.
Much like Steven Seagal in
Ooh.
Executive Decision,
This is
right
a
on
good-
that
this is a
plane.
good- This is a good top 5.
Early deaths.
Top 5.
You said 3 of them.
Top 5. Unexpected early deaths.
Yeah, that's great. People love to tune in to find out things that are spoiled. Like, hey, spoil it for me. Top 5 spoilers. Oh, top 5 movies that you could easily spoil.
All we do is say the title and she'll sniff.
Yeah.
Fight Club. Say no more.
Vertigo.
Crying Game.
Anything on my mug. Your mug.
Soylent Green. I had a shirt that spoiled Soylent Green. I don't know what happened to that shirt. I just said what it was. I mean, everyone knows, all right?
I feel like at this point, people don't even know it's a movie.
Really?
People just know
They just
that.
know
They know the trope.
They probably
Yeah.
put it like in the message boards, right?
Yeah.
This.
This.
Save.
How dare you? How dare you? That is a well thought out
Wrote.
response. Wrote.
Let's go.
Titular.
You just like you almost. It was like mind control. He was like in one, and then I said wrote. He goes wrote. All right,
You're
we're
a
getting punched
Manchurian
drunk.
candidate.
Wrote.
Road. It's a weird word.
Gambling.
Road. Let's do it.
Last week we gambled on, of course, Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. Anderson gets 88, Bryan 87.
Oh, fuck.
With 348 reviews, the actual Rotten Tomato score is 96%,
Damn.
making Anderson the winner.
Very high.
Oh, you won by a point.
You can't deny the action's very good, right?
It is
And
actually
they didn't
good.
use a ton of CGI and green screen, right? Not a ton.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I would imagine like they had to get rid of some wires and
See,
shit.
I gotta give credit because
Oh.
like it's pretty good that the majority of people are tired of CGI, right?
Do you know what does not hold up that I watched for the first time today? Sin City.
I
The
disagree.
CGI
Bryan-
in that
How
is
dare you?
is schlop.
I think
It
it's a
looks,
style, so
but it looks very.
you might have been watching it with the wrong settings. I mean,
Hey,
the
where
one
you
thing
are
that it has
treading
going
on thin
for is
fucking
the
ice.
style.
It
Bryan
is.
loves
The
it.
CGI does not hold up.
It's a movie where Bryan felt like he was a cool guy watching it. He's
I
like,
was a
can
cool
get
guy
I can
watching
get
it.
into this.
All of a sudden, I
I'm
was
gonna
cool.
watch. I'm gonna watch Sucker Punch right after this is over. Get the same feeling. Keep this feeling going.
Very different films.
They feel very similar
Very
to me.
different.
Oh, it was brutal. I wanted to love it, and there were elements I did, but some of the CGI was just
I like
you
when he
what?
pulled the package out by the root. That was kind of
Did
cool.
you watch the first one or the second one?
first one.
Sure.
Yeah, it's bad. Streaming on HBO. You can spot check it.
Oh,
I
buddy,
saw a guy
It's
in real life
painful.
that looked like Mickey Rourke's face in that
Like
movie
Marv?
recently. Yeah, yeah. I'm like, oh, he doesn't look like that guy. Oh my God, it's Mickey Rourke in Sin City. That's unfortunate.
That's a rough and tumble gentleman.
Let's do the.
So this week,
But yeah, people are responding to actual like Oppenheimer
Things,
and
yes,
things,
practical
like,
effects.
Practical effects are
that's been going on for, I feel like, what, like 10 years at this point?
5 to 10 years. Yeah, and I'm surprised by that. I would think that people would be like, no, the more CGI, the better. You know what I mean? But
They've tired.
they have.
They've grown weary.
They have, and I applaud that.
All right, buddy. Let's gamble and
So we have a
wrap it up.
choice. Do we want to do Oppenheimer or Barbie?
We already submitted our votes for this.
For both, but...
No, yeah, we'll do one this week and one next week.
Okay, so which one do we want to do this week then?
What do you think?
Oppenheimer.
Oppenheimer, it is.
Oppenheimer. He's an up and timer. Up and comer.
Up and cover.
Yeah.
Oh,
Is
that's
there?
what I
Is
thought.
there?
There
so it
is
must be
not one.
No
There's
score.
no current
That's why, what did you
score,
get?
but
we have to know the guesses.
yes, and we'll read out the guesses here.
I know
Anderson
mine.
texted
Bryan,
me,
did
so
you
I got
score
it.
Barbie higher than Op?
Avery, you want to tell him or should I?
I think you got to tell him.
I did a very clever thing where I gave him.
Jesus.
Wait. Oh, you already submitted your score, right?
Yeah, he texted
I
me.
gave them both the same score.
Ah, cute. 88.
62.
Really?
No.
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 Do you think Barbie's going to be well received?
Turn that 6 upside down. I
Anderson's
think Barbie
guess,
will be well received.
Atticus, I love the Ryan Gosling. Quick little trailer came on, and Atticus was looking up, and he's like, "Daddy, who was that? You? That looked like you, Daddy." I'm like, "What?
Wow.
You thought I looked like Ken? Ryan Gosling as Ken?"
Jillian
That's
laughs out
pretty
loud.
good.
She's in the back room, just like, but he said that. He's like, "Daddy, that looks like you."
Go tell mommy that.
I'm like, "Buddy, we need to go to the optometrist tomorrow."
So
Well,
for
there's still hope.
Hacky joke, sorry.
for Oppenheimer, Anderson guessed 84. Bryan guessed 92.
Yeah,
There's
well,
currently
high.
no score. 84. Why'd you think 84?
I don't know. I think some people are going to be tired.
There
of,
could be a political backlash.
could
You
be
know,
that.
a lot of people died, and
Yeah.
it's not exactly a proud moment in world history.
And Nolan sometimes he goes,
He's self-indulgent.
a little indulgent, I've heard good things though from the few people that have seen it so far.
Good.
I've heard good things.
Well, it'll probably land somewhere between you and me.
I got the IMAX experience right after you and I watched with the audience the old Return to Oz. We
you're
were watching
seeing it
Return to
Sunday?
Oz and then double featuring and going
Nice.
straight to.
Quite different.
Yeah, I know.
I got to wait a whole week for 70 millimeter.
They're not releasing them right away.
No,
They
are.
did,
It's
but
just
the
they're sold
tickets
out.
went instantly,
Oh,
so
sure.
I had to get the next weekend.
I might
Yeah.
go back if it's that good. I'll go back because I'm seeing it in IMAX. I'm just not seeing it in 70 millimeter, which
Yeah.
sucks. I would love to.
Is there, no pun intended, is there a big difference?
There's a quality. I mean, it's a lot of it is like you don't even realize it as it's happening. It's like in the brain. It's the way that the frames go
Yeah,
turn
yeah.
off and
Yeah.
yeah. It's disappointing.
I feel like I always feel like I got to do it for Nolan. I feel like
I
he's the
was
biggest
burnt-
nerd
I was
for that.
burnt
For
if they
70
could make it
millimeter.
easier, if it was a little more accessible. I mean, by the time I went to go tickets, like they were just like bottom left corner,
Yeah.
right? And I did it like 3 weeks in advance.
Oh yeah. No, we did a day of and couldn't get the opening weekend tickets.
So are they?
How many people are going to be in there that don't deserve to be in there?
Oh, tons.
Oh, tons. I love how instant that was.
Just so many.
Most.
Just so many.
Vast majority. It's going to be like the same people that are at the Super Bowl, right?
Doing their Barbie double feature. They're like, oh, well, it was closed. It was a good time. So we're doing 70 millimeter. It was too big. It was loud.
It was near your face.
Let's go.
All right. Hold on. Let me get
It's
to
the worst couple of shows we've done in a long time, and I blame
think
me.
so?
I blame me, yeah.
No, I'm to blame too.
I
They
mean,
were lively.
I can't speak right now. My lack of sleep is affecting my...
This is listener art about Avery. I'm outraged.
Indulgent.
Indulgence.
So these are the 3 films you have to choose from. For your next
I
film?
told Zach it's about me, so straight to the top.
Fine.
Straight to the top if it's about me. All right.
So you haven't seen any of these?
No.
Wait, you haven't seen the... What's that? What?
The 3 at the bottom. It's the choose your own adventure.
You send them too early, and they get buried, so I can't even find it.
You just search TFE. It should pop up.
I know, but that involves typing.
It was said earlier today.
Was it?
Yeah.
Huh?
The bottom of my page. There it is. Nope, that's not it. Ah, there it is.
Good
While
pop.
Anderson looks for that.
Oh, you haven't seen any of these? Really?
No.
Oh. You gotta see greener grass, too. That should be
That I
added to
did
this.
see.
Oh, you did see that?
Right with the braces, right?
Yeah, because
I did see that. That was
He's
very
got to
good.
see what is a woman first.
No, he doesn't. Greasy Strangler, bro. Because he needs to be in on the jokes when we're talking about not to be a smoothie and
Sir, I could lose my job.
Porto.
I did see that. That was a great scene. That was great.
Needs more grease.
All right, that's your favorite. Here
Sir,
we go.
I could lose my job.
You better not be a smoothie, Dad. You better not be a smoothie with her.
Seriously, what if I farted right now?
Oh, stop it. See, it almost it's so good that I was able to get past. It was so hard watching because I hate that kind of. All right, let's go.
It's been a random moment.
Yeah.
Thanks, Zach Robinson, for the listener art.
Which can be submitted to contacttfv@gmail.com.
Yes.
So.
And now that AI is taking over, like, there's no excuse not
Yeah,
to.
and we've been getting more first timers, and they've been great. So go ahead and
Is
throw
Zach
your
a
hat in the ring.
first-timer?
I think so, or at least
I don't
he's a
recognize-
less frequent
I
contributor
don't
at the very
recognize
least.
the name as a frequent contributor.
Or if you're
Thanks,
somebody who
Zach.
hasn't contributed in a while, go ahead and swing back around.
Welcome aboard, my friend. Thank you, Globok, for being our featured artist this week. And thank you to all of our Patreon listeners. Good stuff over at our Patreon. Spoiler talk for plenty of movies and episodes, etc., etc. AndersonandBryan.com is where you find the Amazon banner. You know what to do. You guys did so awesome during Prime Day and Prime Days and all that stuff. Anderson and Bryan is Instagram. Anderson and Bryan is TikTok. The Film Vault on Twitter. The Film Vault on Facebook. YouTube.com/The Film Vault Podcast. And apparently we have Threads, but it's being held hostage
Threads.
by Mitch Burns. Mitch, let us know. And then
Can't imagine it's too hard to find.
that'd be a real dirty track. They're like really obscure. At 2 assholes. Thanks, Giovanni. Thanks, the aforementioned Mitch Burns. Thanks, Mike Cole, for keeping the gambling up to date and squared away. And of course, Eric Gaff for all the great work you do over on YouTube. Avery, you got a gig coming up?
I ain't got shit.
Good. Let's hear that. Check out Addie's Antiques over there on Facebook. And until next time.
We do it for Van Gogh.
Smell